Hare Krishna. Om Jnana-timirandasya Jnana-anjana-shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guru. Hare Krishna. So we'll continue our discussion on Srila Prabhupada purport. Here we have seen yesterday few reasons of Dhritarashtra's quitting without informing. So one of the reasons why he did not inform is because this determination is very valuable determination, and one need to protect that realization. If he announces in the internet that I am going to renounce, then all the family members and all the people whom we are relating to, they will come. They are relating to us in a particular way. They'll come, no, 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 you are not yet ready, you are sick, you need to eat 6 times a day. How can with this sick body you will be able to leave this place and renounce this world? So they may not approve it. That is the reason Dhritarashtra also, without informing, he left. And that is the way it should be done. Otherwise, there will be a problem. So then we discussed few examples in this direction. How this type of any great realization, especially this type of realization, is so valuable. And then we discussed that we cannot and a second point we were discussing about relationships. Oh, this is very important. That without relation, we need to learn to develop proper relationship. Now we seeing Sanjay is crying for Dhritarashtra. I think Dhritarashtra crying for him. How he is not even a devotee. But that is actually a very important principle here. Principle in Varnashrama is that a person need to develop proper relation with all the people, and relationship is properly developed out of respect and sacrifice. And if we are not able to develop relation with our family members, friends properly, and we are not able to develop basically, then this temporary relationship also we are failing. Then how will we able to successfully have a permanent relation with Krishna? We'll have problems with Krishna also, because we already have no, and we cannot rectify them because we are having problems here also. This is another important point. Now, when it comes to Sanjaya, he is able to do that because he is able to see the good side of Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra is not an ordinary person. We discussed that also yesterday, that how Dhritarashtra is very great soul, but because of his weakness, he behaved very, very wrongly. So this is what, and so Sanjaya could see the darker side of Dhritarashtra. He could see how he's struggling with it, and he just not just seeing black and white. He also saw the brighter side, and he had that faith that Dhritarashtra will come out of it. Same thing with Gandhari also, personalities. They are living with such people, you can see their brighter side. This is actually the art we need to develop. We need to be able to see the good side of all the people whom we are staying and appreciate that, accept them what they are, and then we develop a relation and properly. And this is actually what happened to Sanjaya. Then Dhritarashtra left, he cried. Generally, when master leaves, the servant is very happy. Yes, now I got freedom. No, but Sanjay had always a desire to serve. And because he has developed this proper relation, now when he has to serve Krishna in Dasaras, for him it is very easy. It is natural because he has cultivated it properly. That is the point. So when we cultivate proper relationship, it will help us. If I don't have proper relation with my husband, children, wife, mother, father, father-in-law, mother-in-law, then there is a problem. That is, we need to work on our relationship. Krishna says, "Arey, small thing only you cannot do, temporary thing. How can you have permanent relationship?" And in spiritual world, whole spiritual world is of relationships. So that is the point that we have discussed. And then we have discussed how Krishna gives tests. Now, Yudhishthir Maharaj was so careful not to give any pain to Dhritarashtra. But he saw Dhritarashtra and Gandhari left. He was so careful, but he failed. They left. That's what he thought. Hey, I did it, and so it was a big failure. So he needs guidance of Narada Muni to overcome that uh, failure, because uh, this is Krishna tests his devotees. Always keep in a situation. For Yudhishthir Maharaj, such person like him, uh, to make somebody unhappy and send them out of the house, especially old people are leaving your house and going because of your behavior, is unimaginable for him. Nowadays it is common. Children, they themselves go and put them in old age home. That is a different thing. But for Yudhishthira time, old people are so much respected. Not the tear should not come from old people, brahmanas, cow, children, who were all this like that. So they are very careful in this regard. And then it looks like Yudhishthira failed. But actually it is not failure, because he thought they left out of lamentation. But what exactly happened is they did not leave out of lamentation, they left because they got a realization. At Yudhishthira Maharaj. This is a test for Yudhishthira. Right? And then we'll see here Sanjaya is telling, while Sanjaya was thus speaking, Sri Narada, the powerful devotee of the Lord, appeared on the scene carrying his tamburu. Maharaj Yudhishthira and his brothers received him properly by getting up from their seats and offering obeisances. So, yes, you had something?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, pronounced Prabhuji. Sorry for interrupting Prabhuji. I was just seeking your clarification, right? How to develop this quality of Sanjay, how being so understanding the qualities of Dhritarashtra, he's seeing the brighter part of it. I was just analyzing on the various aspect of it. This thought has to be cultivated in a jiva, like in a devotee life, when they are when they understand that every living entity is a part of Krishna. So if we are accepting someone as a part of Krishna, is good or bad, everything is accepted on that platform. So we do not discriminate them just by a mere attachment of a servant and a master, or a relation, a material relation, rather keeping them as an entity, and I need to serve them. Uh, Keeping apart the dualities of this material attachment, this liking, disliking, discriminating good qualities, bad qualities, that is purely on a material platform, right, Prabhuji? That when we take it on a transcendental platform, or when we consider them as a devotee of Lord, we accept everything, right, Prabhuji? This is the way we have to cultivate that habit, or how this thing has to be gradually cultivated, Prabhuji, because sometimes we also discriminate amongst devotees also. This quality, sometimes it's very difficult when we go very closer to devotee. We start, uh, even though we understand, we love them, we have a compassion for them, sometimes it happens, sometimes when we go very near to our close devotees. So how to overcome these things, Prabhuji, and how to cultivate this constantly, Prabhuji?
Yeah, I'm glad nobody asked this. I was thinking nobody's hearing what I'm speaking. At least you asked me, it encouraged me that whatever I spoke, devotees are hearing, because I was expecting some question in this. So the point is, how to do it is very important question. This is, I mentioned that these two things, no, that we always have to cultivate is respect. I was giving some examples yesterday. I told some stories also. I'll repeat. Some may not be remembering. So this respect and the desire to serve, these are the two key factors. Every time we are in a mood to serve, then we'll not have problem. And we are always able to give respect to all the people accordingly. Like then we'll be able to be in a very safe position. Like I was telling about Madhvacharya's story, where he wanted to find a guru. Then he started offering obeisances to everyone. He was once caught offering obeisances to a snake. He said, "How are you offering obeisances to snake?" He said, "I should see the Lord in everyone's heart. and uh, and by doing offering respects, I am making, if I am envious of anyone, then I'll not be able to understand, then I cannot identify my guru, I'll be envious of my guru also. This is the point. We should be free from this envy towards all living entities. We should respect them. We should be in a mood to serve. And no matter what person has his bad qualities and all, we may be there, and not that we don't see, we see the bad qualities, and along with that we are able to uh, uh, practice also. We will be able to do this service also to them. We have to see the brighter side, and this is what God wants us to see all the time. He wants us to see the brighter side of people. This is an art we have to learn, and this will always help, because all living entities are pure. They are only covered by external things. Of course, this is theoretical I am speaking, and I am not free from jealous or envy. I also have in my heart, but I know this is the standard, and we have to aspire for it, and we have to go in the direction. This is what I understand, that we respect and the desire to serve is the key. Always it helps. And whatever principle, Trinadapisani Chena Taroriva Sahishnuna Manina Manadena, is actually the formula for Kirtaniya Sadahari. This is some, in a theory we should have this understanding, and in practical level also we can learn many things. We can do many other things which will help. Uh, uh, as such a
Yes, Pavidana, which is just humble submission to the question that Mataji raised. One thing is now we have consciously chosen the devotee life, and without association of devotees, we are not able to practice bhakti. So we should understand that we are dependent on each and every devotee, whether that devotee, like one example that we are carrying the soul is carried by the body. So the body is a carry bag. If more focus on the carry bag, what it looks, what it acts, we are more important is the content of the carry bag. That is the person who is devotee and his external material conditioning. So Rupa Goswami in his nectar of instruction that we learn that the stay
which
swabhav, then it
ways about, yeah.
so if you see their external conditionings and if they are swabhav dosh, then you will not be able to associate with them. We are not able to take their association. So association is important, and if you take the association in the right mood, and then because it is the interdependency, devotees dependency on for the practice of Krishna consciousness. So it is very important, and when we are practicing Krishna consciousness on regular and regulated way, probably we will also start realizing the need of an association, and we also understand that there are so many lacunae and people are accepting me, na? Why I am finding out the others? We introspect every day ourselves and find out they are also accepted me.
They're forgiving me. If I forgive, Krishna will
Yeah, they
forgive
are
me also.
accepting me. Yes. And we tend to find when we close to others, but people also accept us, na? Similarly, we have to accept each and every person who is taken a Krishna consciousness
Yeah,
and try to adjust their mood and our mood and try to feel that the most important is Krishna consciousness. I need them, basically.
yeah,
This
yes,
is a perspective which I carry whenever I go in association of devotees. So I feel this has improved my association with devotees. They have accepted me, my lacunae. I should also accept their lacunae if they externally we see something. But the content is more important. Their heart content is their devotee of Krishna, and they are more important than in any other person.
yes, bro. Thank you for sharing. This is
Thank
actually very helpful, and all the time this is very important for us to practice. And this we have to, by again and again we are discussing, so that we remind about it. Otherwise, we'll always forget. That is this is the nature of this material world. There is a tendency to always forget, because our mind changes, so we have to remind it. It becomes a new mind. We have to give the again same input, so that it becomes very firm for us. This principle of this is actually what is varnashrama uh, system. People, there are like little moral principles everybody need to follow. The Varnashram system is a system of respect. That's how people progress. Like I was telling about the Markandeya story yesterday. When his father did tapasya for Lord Shiva to get him, and then he said he will die at the age of 16, he started respecting everyone. His father said this is the formula, and he went to Saptarishis, offered obeisance, they say Ayushman Bhava. They took him to Brahma, they say Ayushman Bhava. That's all, he became big guy. The formula how he got such a long age is just because he respected. So when we respect, we are gaining so much. Yes, Matish.
So we are telling them, Krishna expects us to adjust the relationships here. It's a small and because we have to go and adjust there and something like that. You're telling them, Krishna expects us to adjust here. So here only it is very difficult now, Prabhuji. Here we are all in conditioning, all of us. So there, in spiritual world, the soul acts naturally as its original swarupa. But here only we are feeling adjustment within the relationship is very difficult because we don't even know how we'll react because we are responding to the mode here, no, Prabhuji. So I feel here only it's difficult and not there. I want your input on this, Prabhuji.
Oh, what Krishna is telling, like, no, we have this tendency. I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 loans from 10 different people. Then I'll go to a big bank, I'll take one big loan and clear all the small loans, and I have only one loan with this bank. And this is the tendency we think when we come to Krishna. I know all the things, small things are okay because I just come to Krishna and Krishna will take care of all my loans. Krishna is saying it's not like that. First you settle the loans and come to me. That means the point is what? We have to work in every aspect properly. Devotee means he's perfect. Perfect means he's perfectly able to handle things. Of course, material nature provides so much difficulties and all. How to work on this properly. See, the principle is very simple. Why, if we respect everyone and we are in a mood of serving everyone, and what should we give to develop that relation? We should give everything. Then we'll be able to give everything to Krishna also. This is actually what is expected. Like to develop a relationship. Now, for a devotee, should he develop the quality of giving respect to all living entities? Yes. Should he develop a desire to serve all living entities? Yes. This is the principle. Now, if you follow it, then your relation with all the people will be nice only. If you have respect and you have mood in a service, why we have problem in relationship is two things. Because we want something from the other person, we have expectations from the person, and there is a tendency to exploit. That means I want that this person should behave in a particular way, he should give pleasure to me, and we have that identification that okay, he's my son, my daughter, my husband, my wife, they should behave in a particular way. These are the cause of our problems. Now we are in a mood of service, then we'll not have problems. We are happy, we are happy in all situation, and our relationships are also very good. Not that we should get exploited, okay, everybody, you exploit me. No, we use our intelligence, but we serve them properly. We don't get affected. And if we are serving children, husband, wife properly, that is what Krishna is. This is
But it's
actually
not that easy as we speak, no, Prabhuji. What you are telling now is definitely the ultimate, but when we practice it, it's very difficult, at least for me, Prabhuji.
now. If you see some of our spiritual masters in ISKCON, they have very who are like very senior Vaishnavas also. They have very good relation with their parents. Some grahasthas, they have good. They are always in a mood of service. They have good relation with all other Vaishnavas within the family also. You can see such examples also. This is actually what is a Vaishnava. He is Ajata Shatru, Shantaha, Sadavaha, Sadbhushana. These are the good qualities that are manifested. We say we are not following Varnashrama, but many of the rules and instructions of Varnashrama are very, very favorable for Krishna consciousness. It's not that because I came to Krishna consciousness, now the previous purport we heard that no, great people did for a great cause. No, I have done with everything. I'll cheat everyone and I'm in Krishna and I need not follow any rules. It's not like that. He's a perfect gentleman. That's what Prabhupada says. So we need to work in that direction properly. Why we want to escape it? In the name of Krishna consciousness, we escape. We can show, see, I'm Krishna conscious. This is I'm beyond this. It's not like that. We will not be able to serve Krishna also properly. We are just escaping from the suffering, escaping from the responsibilities. We need to do it properly. We need to go through it, experience it, then we'll come out of it. This is how the system is. We have to take full responsibility of activities which we are doing. We cannot just whimsically drop it. He said, okay, I am a devotee. Now I will not take care of my parents, my in-laws, my children. Everything is by Krishna. I surrender to Krishna. Krishna says, no, first settle all the loans, then come to me. It's like that. Means I am trying to explain the same point again and again because this is very, this should be very clearly understood. Hope you are understanding.
Yes, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, we have Sri Gopinath Mandu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, Kalpana.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, regarding that, the aspect what Sachipran Prabhuji was telling about forgiving and how Keshupri Mataji was telling about, it's very difficult to handle sometimes, even though we understand the fact of ready to serve and respect others. Sometimes it becomes really very difficult when we handle our, maybe I really feel sometimes difficult to handle my own son and children. So at that time, I just, I sometimes, as you told, the tendency to exploit comes up. Even though with the pure intention we try to discipline them, sometimes when they do repeatedly certain things, even though instructing them, advising them, it sometimes also we go we cross that principle. At that time, one point always reminds me, Prabhuji. I heard one lecture of on parenting by Radharani Mataji. It was really what you call enlightening at an initial stage, like how she told us, she gave an instance of a child, they're playing in the park, a few children are playing in the park. Immediately the child fell down, it got injured at the knee and the child is bleeding. Immediately the mother, out of anger, she bet the child. This usually happens. She was telling an example. So that is not the way we should handle. I mean, to handle a child at that time, the child is already suffering, and rather correcting them at that time, we must understand, out of compassion, take care of the child, understand what is the problem, whether really she fell, I mean, what was the, what went wrong. We understand the scenario and advise the child and take care of the situation, and we need to forgive the child at that moment. That is always like lurking it when I do a mistake, that always comes to me. And she gave an relation how Krishna forgives. So many times we do a mistake, knowingly, unknowingly, in spite of knowing everything, we do a mistake. Still, Krishna forgives. Why don't we forgive our own children with their mistakes and help them to grow in a right path? This always keeps on reminding. And how now Sachipran Prabhuji also told how others accept our fault and forgive. We must also accept others shortcomings and everything. It was really enlightening, Prabhuji. I just wanted to add, Keshupri.
Yes. Thank you. Actually, what happens now, whatever situation we are getting, our children, wife, husband, or in-laws and mothers, brothers, sisters, all is actually arrangement by Krishna only for us. And they will behave in a particular way until we improve. They are not going to improve. We should improve in our relation with them. That is the point here. We should improve in our relation with them. Please try to understand. That is what Krishna is expecting. And we, so many things we are attached. We are attached that things should happen in a particular way. We are attached that I should be glorified as a good mother, good father, or whatever. Some attachments we always have, and Krishna wants us to purify in that. Like even Yudhishthir Maharaj was attached to his righteousness. He was thinking, I'm so right and everybody knows me. I never speak lies and all. And Krishna tells, okay, go and stand in front of your guru and speak a lie. And Yudhishthir Maharaj is so difficult. He said, Arey, whole life I never spoke a lie. Krishna says, yeah, you are attached to it. I don't want it because that will cause pride. So you speak lies. And then Yudhishthir Maharaj could not do. Krishna only helps. They say, okay, you speak, you killed Ashwathama, elephant. When Yudhishthir speaks, I know that is a thing need to be told to Dronacharya that I killed an elephant, Ashwathama. But Yudhishthir Maharaj says, I killed Ashwathama, elephant. When when he's speaking elephant, Krishna blows his conch so that Dronacharya could not hear. Now the point is that this is the one way of understanding is Krishna want us to have in all relationship. He want to show our attachments. He want to show our weakness. He want us to do it in a proper way and in a Krishna conscious way, understanding rightly what Krishna want and how he gave. Of course, it is theory for me, but I am telling the principle. It is what is important to understand. Uh, yes, Proji.
Hare Krishna. I can speak?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, Hare Krishna Prabhu. Thank you for a nice explanation and discussion. Just now I was hearing about devotees' questions and you were answering and all. Mine also was similar onto those topics only. So I got most of my answers. So basically you are saying that we should have a lot of tolerance. Correct, no? Because there will be so many situations that come in our way, and you are saying we should not have expectations also. Trinadapi Sunichena. But finally, we are human beings. There will be expectations. Tolerance also up to a limit will be there. So these are challenges to really practice or go through it, no, Prabhuji?
Yeah, this principle prove we are in a mood to serve. Na? That is what is we have to develop. That will help us to overcome all the situations. Always I think I am servant. This is what is always we hear from some of many of the lectures of Radhanath Maharaj. Is contemplating. Because that is so important. Respect and mood of service is so important. I'll serve in the mission of Prabhupada as the mood of servant. He makes us take vow in the initiation also. And is always insisting Pranadip Sunichena. Because that is what is going to help us to develop good relationships, properly accept people as they are, and we don't judge them, and we try to see the brighter side of them. We will develop faith in the people, and then we will be able to overcome any of the obstacles that come in our relationships. And because I am understanding it theoretically, but I am trying to share with you. You all are sincere devotees, so you apply it. I am giving the principles which are very helpful and essential for all of us.
Prabhuji, I want to add one thing, Prabhu.
Sure.
How I look at it is, see, basically, we have to be selfish, meaning that, I want to purify, right? So the goal of associating with devotees, the goal of, reading Bhagavatam or reading, being in this, in this form or reading scriptures is all for our purification, right?
Yeah.
So if I am associating with a devotee, or exchanging, relationship with a devotee, that is my selfish desire of associating with the devotee and purifying myself. So if you take association in that perspective, then we will not see faults in them,
Yeah.
But if you're maintaining a relationship with a devotee in a process of, either in a friendly relationship or materialistic relationship or in any other perspective, then you will try to find faults. But if you look at as if he's helping me purify myself and I need his association for that purpose, then and automatically, no matter what, however that devotee will be, that will be secondary. That's one point.
Very important.
The second point is, everybody, His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, I think he he told us, we are in this material world because of anarthas. The people who are not in Krishna consciousness, are, they are not in the process of, purification. So in ISKCON or wherever, devotee in Sangha, everybody is at a different level. Somebody is at a higher understanding, somebody is at a lower understanding. So when we associate with them and when we see faults in them, we should just think only time will tell. It's only a time that these people will be purified and they will come to a higher level. So we just have to have patience and see, rather than make criticism like that. So that's how I look at devotees if they receive faults.
Yes, Prabhu. Actually, that is a very important point. What Vanmali Prabhu is telling is that we should have not a materialistic vision. We should have a spiritual vision. We should not see spiritual things with a material vision. That actually causes the problem in the relation with devotees, even with family members. If they are devotees, or you have a material vision, then there is always this problem. Yes, thank you. Yeah. Oh, was clear with the point I was making. Yesterday I discussed more with more examples. I don't want to repeat. I have mentioned many of these points, and some other points also I mentioned in this direction. How it is very important that we need to work on this relationship. I will just read this one purport and then we'll end for today because already crossed the time. And this is what I was telling, that Yudhishthir Maharaj is having another test. This is the test for him. Devarshi Narada is described herein as Bhagavan due to his being the most confidential devotee of the Lord. The Lord and his very confidential devotees are treated on the same level by those who are actually engaged in the loving service of the Lord. Such confidential devotees of the Lord are very much dear to the Lord because they travel everywhere to preach the glories of the Lord in different capacities and try their utmost to convert the non-devotees of the Lord into devotees in order to bring them to the platform of sanity. Actually, a living being cannot be a non-devotee of the Lord because of his constitutional position. But when one becomes a non-devotee or non-believer, it is to be understood that the person concerned is not in a sound condition of life. The confidential devotees of the Lord treat such illusioned living beings and therefore are most pleasing in the eyes of the Lord. The Lord says in Bhagavad Gita, no one is dearer to him than one who actually preaches the glories of the Lord to convert the non-believers in non-devotees. Such personalities as Narada must be offered all due respects like those offered to the personality of Godhead himself, and Maharaj Yudhishthir, along with his noble brothers, were uh, examples for others in receiving to a pure devotee of Lord like Narada, who had no other business say and except singing the glories of the Lord along with his veena, a musical string instrument. Uh, so this is the point here, and this is very important principle. The story of even Atri Muni when we want to renounce the world. This is actually the story which we discussed yesterday. And yesterday was Gundicha. I thought of speaking some things, but somehow I didn't get time. Some very important principles of Gundicha. Maybe next year Gundicha March we'll discuss. I wish all of you happy Rath Yatra. Thank you all very much. We'll end here. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.